Hey there, YouTube. Thanks for joining me today. Recently, I have been using ChatGPT to kind of put together a lot of information, mostly for myself, on a plant-based diet. So when people ask questions or when I need something, I can just refer to it in one place instead of having to go to Google, search, go through a whole bunch of articles. I figured do the legwork one time and get all the good stuff in one place. And the last one I was working on was a nuts and seeds on a plant-based diet. And then kind of as it developed, I'm like, well, I could use ChatGPT to help me with this and maybe even roll this into a book. So this nuts and seeds thing is eventually going to become a chapter. But for right now, I thought I would just share with you what I have, show you the potential. You can do this yourself. Now, I do have the paid version, but the free version has a lot of capabilities, and it just shows how you can research anything on your own. You don't need to get in back and forth conversations and comment sections online. You can figure everything out for yourself pretty much that you need to. But anyhow, what I will do here, this is just my rough stuff right here, but I will include a link below. And I've shared ChatGPT links before with friends and stuff, and they say they're able to access them without even having an account. So you should be all good. So why do we need nuts and seeds on a plant-based diet in the first place? And these are the questions that I ask. I kind of act like, simple, like I know nothing about this lifestyle. And they go, moderate amounts of nuts and seeds offer a lot of health benefits, especially for heart and brain health. Here's what they bring to the table. Healthy benefits of nuts and seeds. They have healthy fats, especially the omega-3s. They're rich in monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, which support heart health and brain function. Flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts are the top sources of ALA, which is alpha linolenic acid, which is a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid. Nuts and seeds are great sources of plant-based protein, helping with muscle repair, satiety, and energy. And they're also another big factor is they contain soluble and insoluble fiber, which promotes gut health and stable blood sugar. Some of the micronutrients that are included in there, rich in vitamins and minerals, are vitamin E, most in almonds and sunflower seeds, magnesium, pumpkin seeds, cashews, selenium, Brazil nuts, and you really only need 1 or 2 Brazil nuts a day to cover that selenium need. Zinc, you got pumpkin seeds and sesame seeds, and for calcium, you got chia and sesame seeds. And they're also loaded with antioxidants that help reduce inflammation and oxidative stress. And you'll see I've got the chart that's below that. It's got best nuts and seeds to include regularly. And it's got walnuts at the top for the brain and the heart health, which I just talked about. Chia seeds for the gut health, hydration, and omega-3s. And you can go down that list right there. But I should note for the omega-3s, and that's where the omega-3 stuff gets kind of complicated, and that's where you get into the issue of whether to supplement omega-3 or not to supplement, because we get ALA in the nuts and other plant-based sources, but we don't tend to convert to DHA and EPA that efficiently, or a lot of people don't. So that's why it's really important, and that's why I would like to actually get my omega-3 tested just to make sure it's high enough. And that's when some people decide to supplement, because like I say, not enough of this ALA is converting into the DHA and the EPA. So you're not necessarily just, covered across the board with that just by eating the nuts or by eating some of the sources. But I do eat a lot of flax seeds and walnuts. How much should you eat a day? And it says most plant-based doctors recommend 1 to 2 tablespoons of seeds or a small handful of nuts, about 1 ounce. That sounds about right. I will generally, in a day, and I'm not like fanatic about okay, I have to eat this every single day, but most days I'll have a couple of tablespoons of ground flaxseed in smoothies or in a salad dressing. And I will also have a small amount of nuts. Now, if you've got a scale, which we actually have a kitchen scale here, and you actually see in your hand a serving of nuts. That will put stuff into perspective, because you can easily, just sitting down with a bag of them, a can of them, or whatever, just start popping them into your mouth, and before you know it, you've had 4 or 5 servings and you're up like 600 calories and God knows how much fat. So even though they are important, I think they should be included. You do want to kind of, not be limitless with these. A few quick tips on these. You want to grind your flax seeds. When you grind your flax seeds, you get better absorption. Also with chia seeds too. I'd never really ground chia seeds, and it makes sense. And a few months back I read, you should grind your chia seeds too. So do those too. Soak or lightly roast nuts for better digestibility if needed. I don't roast them. I soak sometime in recipes just to soften them up, but never really had any digestive problems without soaking them. You can add seeds to oatmeal, smoothies, salads, or dressings. Once again, I do it with both. I put them in my smoothies, I put them in my salad dressings. Do consider limiting intake if you're trying to lose weight or reverse heart disease. And I asked this next question. It said, but first let me ask a couple more questions. Can you explain why they are important for heart health and talk about alpha-linolenic acid a bit? And it said, absolutely, I'm glad you asked. Nuts and seeds are especially powerful allies for heart health, and alpha-linolenic acid plays a key role. Let's break it down simply. Why nuts and seeds support heart health. Healthy fats replace unhealthy ones. Nuts and seeds are rich in unsaturated fats, which help reduce LDL, bad cholesterol, and raise HDL, good cholesterol. I'm going to look into that cholesterol stuff a little bit more, though, because that kind of good cholesterol has kind of gotten to be a misnomer. This reduces the risk of atherosclerosis, plaque buildup in the arteries, a leading cause of heart attacks. Anti-inflammatory effects. Chronic inflammation damages blood vessels over time. Nuts and seeds contain antioxidants, polyphenols, and omega-3s that help reduce inflammation and protect artery walls. Improve blood pressure and circulation. Nutrients like magnesium and potassium, found in pumpkin seeds, almonds, etc., help relax blood vessels and improve blood pressure. And the fiber in heart health. Soluble fiber helps reduce LDL cholesterol by binding it in the digestive tract and remove it. And I went on a little bit further just so I could share it. What is alpha-linolenic acid? ALA is a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid and a crucial part of cardiovascular protection in a plant-based diet. It's an essential fatty acid, meaning your body can't make it, so you must get it from food. It's mainly found in flax seeds, chia seeds, hemp seeds, and walnuts. And once again, how it helps: reduces inflammation, which is a root cause of heart disease, helps prevent blood clots, which lowers stroke risk, may improve endothelial function, how well your blood vessels expand and contract, and can modestly reduce triglycerides and other markers linked to heart risk. While your body can't, I knew I'd get to that. While your body can convert ALA into EPA and DHA, the conversion is limited, but still beneficial when you consume ALA regularly. And let's see if that was the last bit. Yep, that was the last bit of it right there. But yeah, I include this every day, and it's another reason. I'll finish by saying this. When people say no salt, no oil, no sugar, I'm not fanatic on oil as far as I do use a little bit, but I just use it in very limited situations, and I'll usually use like 2 teaspoons at a time. Ballparking it, I would say I probably don't use any more than 2 to 3 teaspoons a week. And the reason I barely use oil is just because it's just more satisfying. And I think there is more benefit to the whole food sources of fat, specifically the nuts, than there is just to the oil. And once again, like, oil is just a tablespoon of even just olive oil, 150 calories, and it's so tiny. I just, like I say, you don't have any fiber with that. I just, I prefer to get the fiber with it. But Anyhow, like I say, I will put a link to that below. And I would just encourage you, like I say, I just like to share how I research. I like to share how I find things on my own. That's all I'm really doing, sharing. I'm just kind of pointing you in other directions. I'm no authority source. But anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate if you'd subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you here again soon. Peace.